Greetings, villains, vigilantes, heroes, and heroines.
You're tuned in to another Project SuperVillain Top 10. We're your hosts. I'm Mark Drifter.
I'm Killboss.
We're back, and this time we've got 10 more games featuring for the month of November. By the way, it's November coming up already. And yeah, these games are sick. We couldn't just make a top 5 this time. Had to go straight to the top 10 again because there's so many awesome games coming out. But, you know, we might go back to the top 5s when it starts to slow down again. We'll see.
Yeah, we'd like to do top 10s all the time, but sometimes there's just not 10 interesting games coming out.
No, that's why it was top 5s for a long time. But now, we've got plentiful games. They're all awesome, and let's not waste any more time. Let's just hop into it. Number 10, Among Us VR. Coming out November 10th for the PC and the PlayStation VR, we've got the first-person version of Among Us. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this. It's actually here. Instead of that isometric version that you're used to, we've got the virtual reality version. If you're not familiar with Among Us, it's an asymmetrical sci-fi survival thriller, but now it's in VR, so yeah, enjoy that.
Because it's in VR, it's this time featured in full 3D with a cel-shaded art style that kind of keeps that 2D vibe going strong in it. Certain features have been rehashed to work in VR, of course, and you will require your motion controllers to play this game. So, you know, have those. Number 9, World of Warcraft Dragonflight. So, Dragonflight comes out on November 28th, for what else than the PC, right? So it's an expansion for the ever-popular MMO World of Warcraft, you know, just in case you haven't heard about that one. It features new land to explore, the Dragon Isles, where you're gonna find... dragons. Oh my god! Dragons!
Whoa, man, that's crazy. Would never expect that. It also features, get this, a new playable race, the the Drakthir, the dragon people, essentially. The new world with dragons has dragon people. Imagine that. And of course, you get dragon mounts, so you actually get to fly around on these things. And on top of all this, it features new skill trees as well. So there's lots of new content for this update. As always, I feel like World of Warcraft has a yearly expansion that just adds a bunch of new shit. So this is just the expected at this point. So enjoy that if you're a fan of World of Warcraft. That's coming out November 28th. Number 8, Just Dance 2023. Coming out November 22nd for the PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and the Nintendo Switch. We've got another edition of Just Dance. This one is more of a online service. It features online multiplayer, avatar selection. Like I said, it's a live service with constantly updating content, new modes, and songs.
One of the things that's cool, though, is there will be personal recommendations based on songs you've chosen previously. It'll try to choose you more songs based on those previous choices, so that's pretty dope. Yeah, so thanks for paying attention to me, Ubisoft. So there's also Just Dance Unlimited, which is definitely some kind of season pass sort of thing that's going on with this game. But, you know, season passes can be pretty hit or miss, so let's just hope this one's a hit. Number 7, Harvestella. Harvestella, yeah, this game looks like an interesting blend of a bunch of different stuff. It's coming out November 4th for the PC and the Nintendo Switch. So, yeah, third-person farming sim plus action game plus RPG hybrid sort of thing. Like I said, it's a really strange mix of stuff. It's also got like a lot of Final Fantasy and Pokemon vibes, Stardew Valley, that kind of stuff. There are lots of different themes going on here. Yet it still manages to be a very deep narrative-focused game.
And on top of this story, it features side quests, allies with evolving relationships, and daily life activities like farming, cooking, fishing, even a job system. It features strong action as well, with epic battles, large bosses. It's pretty like a diverse looking game. I'm honestly surprised. I didn't expect this level of diversity in it. I honestly thought it was just going to be a farming game when I first heard about it. So much more than that. The farming has a lot to it, but there's so much more. One thing that concerned me a little bit, though, is like the fact that it's out on PC and the Switch. Now, on PC, it's probably going to look great. On the Switch, I don't know if this game's going to run very well on there. Let me just be freaking clear here. That game looks like it's got a lot to it, and the Switch has struggled with games with less. So, I don't know. Be careful if you're buying it on the Switch. But it's coming out November 4th. Looks really cool. Check it out.
Number 6, Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers! Oh yeah, it's coming out on November 8th, baby! For the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series S and X, and the Switch. Fuck, that's a mouthful. So yeah, I mean, it looks like a 3D Sonic game, so they got that right. The first truly open world Sonic game though, because Sonic 06 definitely does not count. Fuck that game. The trailer does a good job of making it look mostly good, but even there are some issues that pop up here and there which make you go like, I don't know about this, but for the most part, it looks competently made.
It's got that typical and classic fast-paced action you'd expect from a Sonic game, jumping around, rail grinding, grind railing, whatever, you know what I mean? You got shoes.
You got shoes? You got shoes, man!
The levels look really bizarre. The layout works for Sonic, like for a Sonic game, but when you look around like from like a real world person perspective, it's weird seeing rails floating in the sky and platforms just randomly floating. It doesn't make any sense. Kind of odd. Like the rest of the map looks really cool, but then there's just that, and it's just like a glaring thing for me. But anyways, they've got these like known issues that are apparent already in the trailers that are consistent even in updated versions from reviewers. Notably, like texture pop in is really bad. You can see it all the time. Like things will just pop in out of nowhere randomly, and that could be really distracting later on. And the inconsistencies with the game mechanics, just things not always working all the time. But mainly that pop in is like so distracting. I really hope that gets fixed before this game comes out. Which, by the way, once again, November 8th.
Got shoes. Number
5, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Coming out November 18th for the Nintendo Switch exclusively, not too surprising there. We got this game developed by Game Freak again, just in case you weren't familiar with them. They're the guys that did Arceus. Takes that open world straight from Arceus, a lot of the best qualities of that game, and brings it into the modern Pokemon formula that everybody expects. It also features character customization, which I believe was featured in the other games, but yeah, that continues on in this one.
So unlike a lot of previous Pokemon games, there's actually no battle transitions in this one. You just go straight into the fighting wherever you are in the world. Like, you don't have to go to any separate screens or anything like that. There's also the new Let's Go feature, which allows one of your Pokemon to do auto battles for you as you wander the open world and pick up items for you.
The game is also connectable with Pokemon Home, which, if you're not familiar, is just the overworld system for Pokemon that connects all the games together. Make sure you pick up one or both of the copies on November 18th.
Number 4, Warhammer 40k, Darktide. Oh man, Vermintide gives me such a stiffy, so like I am so excited to try this game out on November 30th. It's coming out on the PC as well as the Xbox Series S and X, and man, does it look good. Don't get me wrong, I still have some doubts that make me a bit flaccid, but usually those are overshadowed by how much fun I have with the game. So it's very similar to Vermintide, like extremely similar, but it's set on the 40k side of the Warhammer universe. It's a first-person shooter game, obviously, with both guns and melee combat, as well as psychic powers, which is super cool that they're delving into the psyker aspect of the games.
So just like previous games, this one features 4-player co-op, so jump in with 3 other friends and get slashing and shooting. It has light character customization as well this time, so instead of just playing as a default class, you kind of actually have a little bit of customization. You can change the way you look, probably unlock things over time. It's a live service this time with constant updates of content, so you can definitely expect some sort of store service where you can get in-store currency and spend it towards different costumes and different ways of customizing your character. But yeah, this game looks really cool. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of Warhammer. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of Vermintide. Check it out on November 30th. Number 3, the Dark Pictures Anthology, The Devil in Me. Oh man, coming out November 18th. I'm so excited to play this. PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series S and X, of course, and same developers, but we're actually getting the published by Bandai Namco again. Which, you know, if you played the Quarry, that was published by 2K. Kind of weird that they're swapping publishers like that all over the place, but whatever. More games, more fun. As long as they keep up the quality, I can't complain too much. So for this one, we're getting the finale of Season 1 of the Dark Pictures Anthology. Yeah, that's right. We're already through a whole season. We had 4 different games over the past 4 years. Awesome games, by the way, every single one of them. In this game, you're playing as documentary filmmakers that find themselves struggling to survive in a replica of the H.H. Holmes murder castle. Really cool. Obviously, you're not going to have guns this time, I don't think. You're not soldiers this time, but it has additions to the control formula with way more freedom, allowing players to like move around freely climbing, crouching, jumping over obstacles and gaps, that kind of stuff.
So there's also a new hiding mechanic, which hasn't been present before unless it was like part of some scripted event or something like that. An inventory system? That's interesting. Are we going like full-on survival horror for this one? Is this going to be like an ARG for the next Resident Evil game that's coming out? So outside of that, the same basic mechanics are expected to appear again, of course. You know, you'll have all your quick time events and holding your breath and heartbeat things and all that kind of fun stuff. So I don't think the formula is going to change too much. It's just going to change in all the coolest ways. Number 2, Evil West. Oh yeah, man, it's Arthur Morgan versus the horde of angry fucking vampires coming out on November 22nd for the PC, PS4, and 5, the Xbox One, Series S, and X. Wow, the Switch got stiffed on this one. Probably couldn't handle it though, not gonna lie. So it's a third-person action shooter game, and it looks like a straight-up cross between Devil May Cry and God of War with a dash of Darkwatch in there. Like, all of these games had a nice polyfuck, and this is the result of it, and it looks fucking sick. Solid action with both shooting and melee combat, as well as what looks to be special powers and maybe some special weapons. It's hard to tell from just the trailers alone. Some of the gameplay showed it off. It was still a bit vague, but I'm looking forward to discovering it for myself.
This game seems to have a focus on doing stylish combos between your guns and your melee weapons. Looks really awesome, I gotta say. Flying Wild Hog never really cuts corners in quality on their games. That being said, they sometimes are a little short. I hope this isn't the case with this one. But this one's going to feature multiple upgrade and perk trees. Very God of War-esque. Like, literally looks like the menu is ripped right out of God of War, but just repasted with new icons and then things Evil West style. And yeah, the soundtrack sounds amazing too. So there's just lots of good stuff to do with this game. Couldn't recommend checking out this game more on November 22nd. Number 1, God of War Ragnarok. Do I even need to say anything else? I mean, I guess November 9th, that's the only thing you need to know is for the PS4 and PS5, this game's coming out, and you better be ready, because it's coming either way. That's what Ragnarok's all about, baby. Kratos is coming, I'm coming, no more to be said. This is going to be great. But yeah, it's God of fucking War, dude. I mean, the reputation for God of War speaks for itself. It's the possible end to the Kratos saga, perhaps. I hope not, but maybe. And it features an older Atreus, now a teen, and with that comes more battle experience. He's more than just a slight annoyance to the enemy now. He can summon beasts instead of just like small creatures. He can actually summon like a bear. He can summon, I saw a deer in there. I don't even know. There's going to be some really cool stuff that Atreus can do this time around.
So we are going to be seeing some new characters too, such as like Thor. Of course, he's in all the promotional material, so how could you not know he's in this game? But we also will be some returning ones. Like I believe Mimir is going to be back and Freya is back as well. So I'm interested to see just how pissed off she is. The gameplay looks very similar, so there's not going to be much different there. There will be some new features, of course, but it's mostly going to be the same by the looks of things. You got a grappling hook now because it's 2022 and everyone gets a fucking grappling hook. Mainly for combat and puzzles. I don't know if you can use it for traversal. It doesn't really look like it, but maybe they'll surprise us. What is cool is you get an ice sled. And bro, being pulled across a frozen lake by a team of wild dogs, that sounds metal as fuck. They literally write songs about that shit. So look, I'm really hoping that there's going to be new realms to explore as well. I mean, there was a bunch of towers in the last game. We just didn't get a chance to go inside. So hopefully that's a thing, because I want to see the rest of, you know, what's outside of Midgard. But, like, man, this game just looks to be an absolute magnum opus. I am fucking stoked for this. But yes, this game is coming out November 9th, so don't miss it. But remember, it's PS4 and PS5 exclusive, and, like, real exclusive this time, not coming to PC. I mean, I hope it does someday, but right now, PS4 and PS5 is your only way to play it. So November 9th, get it. Wow, man, it's like been quite a while since we've done 10 of those. Even longer for me since I've even done one of these videos, so that felt pretty good. But yeah, I mean, that's it, man. Those are the 10 best games that look to be coming out in November. And like as you get further down the list, the hype just goes up.
Yeah, such awesome games coming out. I'm so excited specifically for God of War and Evil West. Like, goddamn.
I masturbated to the gameplay video countless times now. I can't scrub that off my soul, but I don't care because it looks amazing.
Oh man, it's gonna be a good month for games. And if you agree, make sure you like the video. If you like the video, actually like the video too. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see us again. We do this content once a month. So every Friday we do a stream, well, usually Fridays, sometimes it's Saturdays, but we do a stream over on twitch.tv/Project SuperVillain. Links down below. All the other links down there, the other platforms, Twitter, we got Reddit, we got lots of other ones. Check us out, lots of content to be watched and enjoyed. But we appreciate any and all support. By the way, if you have any games that we missed that you want to include, make sure you comment that down below and let us know. And comment what your favorite game on this list was.
But that concludes this top 10 video, so we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching.
Project dismissed.
Peace out.